All right, so let's go ahead and work on our models now. So I'm going to create a new folder, and this one is going to be called models. Okay, and first one we're going to create is going to be um, called run, which is going to store basically have the schema for the run object, and it's also going to have, like, the common operations or the functions that we're going to do on run object. Okay, so first thing, import realm swift. All right, now in case of realm, your model has to basically inherit from object, like here, and this object is a class created inside realm. Okay, so it has to inherit from object, and that actually represent that this is actually your table. You can think of this as your table. Now your table is going to have some columns in it, and those columns are going to be represented by properties. So let's go ahead and create some of those. So we're gonna say obc, and this is pretty standard realm property creation, so there's nothing really crazy about this one, and I'm going to talk about it in a minute. Okay, so for realm objects, they have to be Objective-C. They have to be decorated with @obc. They have to be dynamic, and then public private set is basically just your regular property creation. Okay, and here we are creating an ID. All right, what this is going to help us is basically it's going to help us create that dynamic model that realm creates. So these few keywords are gonna be same, so I'm just gonna copy them and paste them, and create some more properties. So one I need for pace, I'm gonna initialize that with 0. Another one for distance, I'm gonna initialize it with 0.0. Essentially this is gonna represent double type, and realm can support, like, various different native data structures, for example int, double, string, etc. So you're gonna actually use all of those, like, whichever we need to. You're gonna have duration, which is gonna be 0, and we're gonna have a date, which is gonna be of date type. Okay, and date type is supported in realm natively. All right, then we are also gonna have a public private set. Essentially what this means is this property is going to be settable within the class but not from outside. Okay, and this is going to be a public property to be accessible read-only from outside. Okay, so public private set var, and we're going to call this locations. The variable name is just going to be a list of location. Now this list is realm object, realm type. Okay, so list is a container type in realm, and it is used to define two-to-many relationship. Okay, so that's what list is, and location is something that is not created yet. That's why it's actually complaining. So let me go ahead and create a new file, and I'm going to call this location, and this basically class is going to represent a location table inside our realm database. So import realm swift final class location is going to inherit from object. Once again, I'm going to paste our keyword for creating variables, like @obc dynamic public private set var, and we're gonna store latitude. Okay, we're gonna store them as double because in CL I forgot the name. Anyways, the coordinates that there are, like, in the code location, they are like, natively created as double. So we can actually create them. We can store them as double, and then we're gonna retrieve them and cast them back into CL location coordinate 2D. There we go. That's the name, CL location coordinate 2D. I guess this is it. So anyways, longitude is going to be 0.0 as well, and then we're going to create a convenience init, and this convenience init is going to take a latitude and longitude, and we're gonna initialize self, because this is a convenience init, and we're gonna say self dot longitude is long, and self dot latitude is lat, like so. Okay, so this is our location class. That's about it. This table is gonna have two fields or two columns, and then we're gonna have, like, this relationship, one-to-many relationship between our run and the locations, and we're gonna have our locations created here, list of locations. Now we wanna override the primary key to tell Realm what our primary key is gonna be. So you can simply type primary key, and it's gonna basically fill the rest for you. It's an override, and you're gonna return ID here. Okay, this ID right here is what we are calling as primary key. So we're gonna say, like, this is gonna be the primary key for us, and then for another override that we're gonna create is gonna be for the index property. What are the properties that we are indexing? So we're gonna say return an array. So this expects an array of string and column names. So we're gonna have pace, date, and duration. These three properties are going to be indexed. Okay, and if you are unsure, just date and pace are good. Okay, yeah, so these are going to be the index properties, and then we're going to create our convenience init. So convenience init, and this is going to take pace as int, distance as double, duration as int, and locations as list of location. Okay, and we're gonna first initialize self, then self dot date is equal to date, self dot pace is equal to pace, distance, duration, location. Okay, so let's take a look. We've got everything. Date is equal to date. Oh yeah, there's no date. We're gonna mark it as current date. There we go. Okay, so date, pace, distance, duration, locations. Perfect. Okay, now when it comes to the operations, like adding record to this table is something that we can contain in this class itself. That way, like, all the operations related to run are gonna stay within this class, and that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna create a static function. Okay, we're gonna call this add run to realm. All right, it's gonna expect us to pass pace, distance, duration, and locations. All right, And what we're going to do with this information is we're going to store that. Okay, so before we store, we need to actually create a separate queue for realm. That way, like, we can always launch realm related stuff inside that queue. So I'm gonna go into the helper and create a new file, and this file is gonna be called constants. Okay, and this is gonna be a simple class called constants, and it's gonna have a static let realm queue dispatch queue dot with label. Gonna label it realm queue. Okay, now let's go back. All right, so now we're gonna use this realm queue to store our data. So we're gonna always call our operations on this queue, like, whenever we are writing. So we're gonna simply say constants dot realm queue dot sync. Okay, so we're gonna synchronously do that, and do let realm try realm. So we're gonna get the reference to realm, and we're gonna say try realm dot write. Okay, and we're gonna write a block. Okay, and inside this block we're gonna simply write realm dot add run. Okay, and we're gonna give our pace, distance, duration, and locations. All right, we also want to make sure that we call commit right. Okay, and that is going to get our records saved inside the realm database. Now we're gonna create a catch, and let me create a debug print, and debug print is gonna print for when we are in debugging mode. Error adding run to realm. Okay, so this is basically going to be our add to realm function, and that's it. Like, this is all it takes to write a record inside realm database. So realm is absolutely amazing. Okay, now we need one more function to get all the runs, and we're gonna simply create another static function for that. Get all runs results run. Okay, it's going to be optional, and we're gonna once again do this inside do catch block or do try catch block. If we could not get any run, if there's any error, we're gonna return nil. Otherwise, we're gonna create realm first. So realm. Okay, we're gonna create a collection for run. So run collection realm dot objects of type run dot self. Okay, so get the objects, and run collection is equal to run collection dot sorted. So we're gonna now sort this. So sorted by key path ascending. So this is what we want, and we want to sort these records by date. So we're gonna specify that, and we want to set ascending to false. Okay, and now we're gonna return this run collection. Okay, so this is basically a return the collection of run that that we have actually fetched from our realm database. All right, so yeah, so this is it for all the realm related stuff that we need to do. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start using these classes and start storing our run record inside the realm database.